I'm really enjoying this. And so, yeah. All right. So I think I got my LinkedIn flowing now. All right. Hold on for a second. We getting there, people. We getting there. A blessing to me as well. All right. I think we're good now.
Yeah.
All right. We're good everywhere. Welcome, welcome, welcome again. Excuse me for the technical difficulties. So, we are definitely on a learning curve. And it's exciting to be on this learning curve journey with you. I haven't been able to figure out the whole sync video audio thing yet, but I got one of my sons that's gonna get me going, help me out with that. So hopefully the next few videos, but I didn't remove the other videos because, it's part of the journey, right? I'll be able to say, oh, when I got started, it was a mess. And so, yeah, so thank you for accompanying me in this particular journey with all mess and all. So thank you again for everyone who's been sharing with me how just being able to do this challenge has already been a blessing. And so I hope that yesterday you were able to maybe do a bit of, soul searching when it comes to the crap. But again, it's definitely, I'm hoping that this challenge will be a shovel in your hand to be able to get rid of everything that's preventing you to rise, because that is really what the purpose of this challenge is, and to prioritize yourself and to choose yourself, because if you don't choose yourself, nobody's going to choose you. And sometimes we choose other people, but they need us to choose ourselves first so that we can be who we're supposed to be for them. And so, again, 15 minutes every day until March 1st, we're going to start the day together. Some of you have already started your day. Some of us, it's just starting now. And so let's have this time together. And so today we're talking a little bit more about internal and external environments. So we're still in the environment theme. And so I'm going to begin the reading now. All right. So I always say chapter, but really it's reflection. Okay, so reflection 3. Your internal and external environments. Quote by Archibald, now I might mess up this last name, Morwidzi. If anybody knows how to pronounce it, please do tell. Okay, so he says, whilst the greatest threat to your mission is the internal aspects within you, the external circumstances need to be covered against all as well. Scan your external environment and circumstances. Today we're talking about the external environment and how it influences and impacts our internal environment. For example, when it's summer, it can get so hot outside. But when we get indoors to a place with air conditioning, the cooling it brings is just incredible. Yes, it is. Think about that for a moment. Recall that sensation if you can. Or for those of us who live in a country with 4 seasons and do winter running, like me, we love that cold, hot contrast. Definitely. Can I get an amen with winter runners out there? And it's just amazing. Yeah, it is. My point is that we become very aware of the interaction between our internal and our external environments and how one influences or impacts the other. Similarly, once you understand where you're at in your internal environment, you can better understand how it is affected by your external environment. It is asking you to be very intentional. Absolutely. Ask yourself, how does my internal environment become better or worse depending on the external circumstances or situations I go through in life? What environment is more conducive to that next best version of me rising? So, risers, as we know, there's always a next best version. And so, yes, the environment, not only the internal environment, but the external environment as well, is super crucial. So, a little challenge for you today again. So, the day 3 challenge is very simple. You just close your eyes for a moment and visualize. If you are living in your absolute best internal and external environment, what would that look like and feel like? Take a moment with that. So now you want to write down one thing that came up when you did that. Or maybe you want to take a little bit more time to do that. And then you're going to write one thing, one small little change that you can make today to shift your environment. So, I'm even going to say it could be internal or external because, as we know, one influences the other. But be intentional about that. An example in the external environment. Maybe your place is very cluttered, okay? Decluttering your space externally can sometimes give you room or permission to do some decluttering internally. Now, another thing that's important as well is to understand that sometimes it's the internal decluttering that actually produces the energy and the strength to do the external decluttering. So you have to be in tune with what's happening with you because it could be different, not only from person to person, but also from season to season. So what worked one season may not work this season. And on the topic of decluttering, sometimes we need help, right? And so sometimes we're okay to be able to kind of get at the crap, for example, if we just pause long enough and be intentional and truly do that introspection. But sometimes it's a scary thing to do. And sometimes we don't really know where to start and how to go about it. And so having someone can definitely help, like a therapist or a friend or a pastor or a priest, just someone who's going to help you to get into a safe space to be able to do that. So that's just Another example of what could be kind of dealing with your external environment. Maybe in your conversations, maybe you have a tendency to be more negative. So you have to kind of be aware of, am I putting myself in situations that produce more of that negativity, right? For example, I stopped watching the news a long time ago. And it's not because I don't care about what's going on in the world. It's because I understood what that created in me. And to be my best self and to be able to contribute positively to the world, that is what I had to do for me. Now, I'm not saying that if you're doing that, it's bad. I'm just saying you have to know what's right for you. What kind of environment is good for you to thrive. Okay? And sometimes, it's other kind of content on social media or anywhere else that could produce an environment that negatively impacts your internal environment. Okay, so those are different things that you can kind of ponder on. And another thing that I would suggest is schedule intentional moments of stillness. And we're going to talk more about that. But in order to really be in tune with the interaction between your external and your internal environment, you do need to take these moments where you're really tuning into yourself and watching yourself a little bit. That's one way to put it. And so it's really about self-awareness. And many times we're more self-conscious than self-aware. Okay, so those are two different things, and I'll try to talk about that at another time. If I forget, remind me. All right, so we have 1 minute today left. So thank you again for tuning in. I encourage you again to go to daretorise.ca, get your free PDF copy of the book. Or if you want to buy the book in other formats, then you get the bonuses as well. And I'll talk about the bonuses actually tomorrow. I'll start talking about that. And of course, you can join the community. We'd love to have you. community.daretorise.ca. Well, we are off for today. You have a wonderful day.